Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Makakadash, and the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Ba'Hashem, in the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashwan Kadash, the Holy Tongue. And Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf. Much love and respect to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf. I say Shalom. This is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out of this recent news article from ArabNews.com, and it reads, Israel strike across Gaza as U.S. said it will block another ceasefire resolution at the UN. Algeria has requested a UN Security Council vote on Tuesday, but Washington signaled it is likely to veto the measure. This is from updated February the 18th, 2024. Rafah, Gaza script. Israeli strikes across Gaza killed at least 18 people overnight into Sunday, according to the medics and witness, as the United States said would veto another draft UN ceasefire resolution. The U.S. Israel top ally instead hoping to broker a ceasefire agreement and hostage release between Israel and Hamas, and the vision of a wide resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has pushed back, calling Hamas demands delusional and rejecting U.S. and international calls for a path to Palestinian statehood. His cabinet adopted a declaration Sunday saying Israel categorically rejected international edicts on a permit arranged with the Palestinians, opposing any unilateral recognition of a Palestinian state, which said it will be granted a major prize, TERROR, after the October 7th attack that triggered the war. Netanyahu has vowed to continue the offense until total victory over Hamas and to suspend its Gaza southernmost town of Rafah, where more than half the enclave population of 2.3 million Palestinians has sought refuge from fighting elsewhere. The head of the you-know-what organization, meanwhile, said Nasser Hospital, the main medic center serving southern Gaza, is not functional anymore after Israeli forces raided the facility in the southern city of Khan Younis last week. An airstrike in Rafah overnight killed 6 people, including a woman and 3 children, and another strike killing 5 men in Khan Younis, if I pronounced that right. The main target of the offense of the past 2 months. Associated Press journalists saw the bodies arrive at hospital in Rafah, in Gaza City, which was isolated, largely evacuated, suffered widespread destruction in initial weeks of the war, and earthquake flattening a family home, killing 7 people, including 3 women, according to the Saad Afafi, a relative of the deceased. The Israeli military rarely comments on individual strikes and blames civilian casualties on Hamas because militants operate in dense residential areas. U.S. opposed another ceasefire resolution. Algeria, the Arab representative on the UN Security Council, has circulated a draft resolution demanding an immediate humanitarian ceasefire and unhindered humanitarian access, as well as a rejecting the forced displacement of Palestinian civilians. The UN Ambassador Linda Thompson-Greenfield said in a statement late Saturday that the draft resolution runs counter to Washington's effort to end the fighting and will not be adopted. It is critical that other parties give this process the best odds of succeeding rather than pushing measures, to put it and the opportunity for enduring resolution hostilities in jeopardy. She said the U.S. has said it's to veto on similar previous resolutions with wide international support for President Joe Biden has bypassed Congress to rush arms to Israel while urging it to take greater measures to spare civilians and facilitate delivery of humanitarian aid. The U.S., Qatar, and Egypt has spent weeks trying to broker a ceasefire and hostage release, but there's a wide gap between Israel and Hamas demanding, and Qatar said Saturday that the talks have not been progressing as expected. This is the book of Mark 3 and verse 23. And he called unto them, how can Salakia meant to say Mark 3 and verse 23. And he called unto him and said unto them in parable, how can Satan cast out Satan? Mark 3 and verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Mark 3 and verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Mark 3 and verse 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 15. For the sword and the discretion draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes in the course of their action, to stand in their power. And this is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction come upon them. As they travail upon a woman with a child, they shall not escape. And this is the book of Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Joel 3 verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords and the pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say, I'm strong. This is the book of Matthew 24 verse 6. Red letter Yahushua speaking. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Matthew 24 verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Matthew 24 verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And this is the book of 2nd Ezra. It's time you had a proven choice to help the score. What's yours? Opsalura is the first and only FDA approved 16 to verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the palace shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as the scourges for a minute. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying from ArabNews.com. And it reads again, Israel strikes across Gaza as U.S. say it will block another ceasefire resolution at UN. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Akarkadash. Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf, and the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Ba'Shem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashma Kadash, the whole tongue. And love and respect to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf. And until next time, I will say Shalom.